Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. Alright, folks, today we're diving deep into some breaking news coming out of Berea, Ohio, and I promise you, this could be a game changer for the Cleveland Browns this NFL season. Now, I know many of you have been eagerly awaiting updates on the quarterback situation, especially after the preseason games and the coaching staff's decisions. And what we're hearing right now could turn some heads and shake up the expectations for this team. So, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you might just be the start of a new chapter for the Browns. Let's set the scene. The Browns have been in a bit of a quarterback limbo lately. Deshaun Watson, coming back from his suspension, has been the designated starter, but there's been some buzz around who will actually lead this team on game day. The competition has been fierce, and the coaching staff has been testing different options, trying to find the best fit for this team's ambitions. And now, the latest reports point toward a surprising decision. Joe Flacco, the veteran quarterback with a storied NFL career, has been named the starting quarterback for the upcoming game. Yes, Joe Flacco, that name everyone recognizes from his Super Bowl MVP season back in 2012, is now poised to be the guy leading the Browns against their next opponents. And you might be asking, why? Well, the reasons are multi-layered. Flacco brings a wealth of experience, calmness under pressure, and a veteran presence that could be exactly what this young team needs to find stability at the most crucial position. And let's be honest, with the way the Browns have been navigating their quarterback carousel, having someone like Flacco step in could be the steady hand that guides this ship through choppy waters. Now, this isn't just a random choice. The coaching staff, led by head coach Kevin Stefanski, has been impressed with Flacco's leadership during practices and his ability to read defenses. The veteran's familiarity with high-pressure situations, combined with his sharp arm and decision-making skills, makes him an intriguing option, especially considering the inconsistent performances we've seen from other quarterbacks in the roster. And don't forget, Flacco's experience in playoff games and his calm demeanor could help stabilize the offense, which has struggled at times this season. But what does this mean for the Browns' overall strategy? Well, it's a signal that Cleveland is willing to go with experience, at least for now, trusting Flacco's ability to manage the game, avoid costly mistakes, and keep the team competitive. It also suggests that the coaching staff might be prioritizing stability over potential upside, especially in a division as tough as the AFC North, where every game counts and mistakes are often fatal. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The Browns' offense, led by playmakers like Nick Chubb and Amari Cooper, has the potential to be explosive. Nick Chubb, as always, has been a beast on the ground, showing why he's one of the best running backs in the league. His ability to break tackles and gain tough yards has been a highlight all season. Meanwhile, Amari Cooper has been a reliable target in the passing game, providing that deep threat that defenses have to respect. The question now is whether Flacco's experience and arm strength will help unlock the full potential of this offense, especially in tight situations. Looking at the bigger picture, this move could be a strategic gamble by the Browns. They're betting on Flacco's veteran leadership to stabilize the quarterback position, at least temporarily, while they continue to evaluate their options for the future. It's a classic case of win now versus build for the long term, but the Browns seem to be in a position where they want to capitalize on what they have right now, especially with this window of opportunity opening in the AFC North. And let's not forget the division rivals. The Steelers, Ravens, and Bengals are all formidable opponents, and each game in this division is a battle. The Steelers, with their tough defense and a developing offense led by Kenny Pickett, are always dangerous. The Ravens, with Lamar Jackson, pose a unique challenge with their dual-threat quarterback and strong rushing attack. And the Bengals, led by Joe Burrow, are always in the mix, especially with that high-powered passing game. So the Browns' decision to start Flacco might be a way to gain a strategic edge, especially if he can manage the game effectively and keep the offense moving. Now, I want to talk a little about the implications for the Browns' season. If Flacco can step in and perform at a high level, it could give the Browns the stability they desperately need, especially in close games. It also provides a veteran presence that might help young players like Jerome Ford or David Njoku develop even further, knowing they have someone experienced leading the charge. And in terms of confidence, having a seasoned quarterback who's seen it all can boost the entire team's mentality, especially during tough stretches. Of course, there are risks. Flacco isn't the same QB he was during his Super Bowl run, and relying on veteran experience doesn't guarantee success. But sometimes, in the NFL, it's about making smart decisions based on what you have. And right now, for the Browns, that decision seems to be putting their trust in Joe Flacco to guide this team through the upcoming games. This move also raises questions about what it means for Deshaun Watson's role moving forward. Will he be the starter again soon, or is this a sign that the coaching staff is taking a cautious approach? The NFL is a league of adjustments, and sometimes a veteran's leadership can be exactly what a team needs to push through a rough patch. The Browns are betting on that, and as fans, we have to stay tuned to see how it plays out. And speaking of the season, let's take a quick look at how the Browns have been doing overall. They're sitting in a competitive AFC North with a record that's decent but not yet enough to secure a playoff spot comfortably. The division is tight and every win counts. The defense, led by Myles Garrett, continues to be a force, applying pressure and forcing turnovers. Offensively, they've shown flashes of brilliance, but consistency has been elusive. The addition of Flacco might just be the catalyst needed to turn some of those close losses into wins. And it's worth noting that the Browns have a history of overcoming odds. Remember the 2020 season when they finally broke their playoff drought? This team has resilience, and with players like Nick Chubb, who's arguably the most consistent and dangerous running back in the league, they have the tools to make a deep postseason run. The question is whether this quarterback decision will be the piece that finally unlocks that potential. Now I want to pause here and remind you of the importance of engaging with the content. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. As we look ahead, the Browns face some critical matchups. Each game will be a test of their resilience, their ability to adapt, and their leadership on and off the field. With Flacco now at the helm, it's a different dynamic. The team's chemistry, their confidence, and their execution will be under scrutiny. Fans are hopeful that this move sparks a winning streak, and if Flacco can channel some of his old magic, the Browns could become a serious playoff contender once again. And let's also talk about the fan base right now. Browns fans have been through so much: the ups, the downs, the heartbreaks, and the moments of hope. This decision to start Flacco is a bold one, but it's also a sign that the organization is willing to take calculated risks to achieve their goals. The energy around the team is palpable, and you can see the excitement building. Everyone's eager to see if this veteran quarterback can bring that extra edge needed to push the Browns just a little further into playoff territory. Of course, we can't ignore the importance of the coaching staff's game plan. Stefanski is known for his strategic approach, and now he has a veteran like Flacco who can execute that plan effectively. The offensive line, which has shown flashes of strength, will need to protect him and give him enough time to make those critical throws. The receivers, especially Amari Cooper, will have to be precise in their routes and catches. It's a collective effort, but the quarterback's role is pivotal, and Flacco's familiarity with high-pressure situations might be the X factor in some of these upcoming games. Looking at the bigger NFL picture, this move by the Browns could influence how other teams approach their quarterback decisions. The league is constantly evolving, and veteran leadership remains a valuable commodity. Whether or not Flacco can be that guy for the Browns, his presence sends a message. Experience still matters, especially in a league where every game can turn on a single play. In terms of statistical expectations, fans should temper their hopes but stay optimistic. Flacco's career stats include some impressive numbers, and while he's not at his peak anymore, he still possesses the arm talent and football IQ to manage games effectively. If he can limit turnovers, distribute the ball well, and keep the offense moving, the Browns will have a much better shot at winning those close contests that have historically eluded them. And let's not forget, this season is also about building for the future. The Browns have a talented roster, and with the right leadership at quarterback, they can develop young talent and set themselves up for sustained success. The organization's focus seems to be on making smart, strategic moves that maximize their chances of returning to the playoffs and making a real run at the Super Bowl. In conclusion, Browns fans, it's a pivotal moment. The decision to name Joe Flacco as the starting quarterback is more than just a roster change. It's a statement about the team's mindset, their ambitions, and their willingness to adapt in order to succeed. The AFC North is fiercely competitive, and every advantage counts. With Flacco's veteran presence, the Browns are taking a calculated risk, but one that could pay off immensely if he performs at the right level. So keep your eyes on those games, cheer loud, and stay hopeful. The Browns have shown resilience before, and with this new chapter, they might just be on their way to something special. As always, I'll be right here bringing you all the latest updates, analysis, and insights into the Cleveland Browns' journey this season. Thanks for tuning in, Browns fans, and remember, your passion fuels this team. Let's keep the energy high and the faith strong. Cleveland Browns all the way. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.